Society likes to make you feel ashamed for being beautiful, as if it's a crime to put effort into yourself. Hair, nails, makeup, if you wear any, and the way you dress are often judged in a negative light. If you do these things along with working a 9 to 5, then you're probably going to relate a lot with this discussion. I thought once I got out of high school that bullying wouldn't exist anymore. Sadly, I was wrong. And it doesn't matter your age or their age either. If you look good, it's going to ruffle some feathers, that's for sure. And if you're the only one on your team that puts effort into your looks, be prepared to be a target. Some coworkers will smile in your face, but the second you're out of their sight, they trash talk you as if you were the worst thing to ever exist on earth. Others will flat out ignore your existence. If you try to be nice and say things such as a good morning, they'll look past you and not say anything at all or give a dry response. Then there are the predators, the energy vampires that pretend to be your friend just to be seen with you, knowing deep down inside they're secretly jealous of you. And let's not forget the passive aggressive Karens and bitter Bettys. The sour look on their faces just because you decided to put effort into yourself and they didn't is just downright ridiculous, not to mention old and tired. As women, we have many gifts, including intuition. Your intuition is your internal guide, and you should follow it. You can feel when you're being talked about, being mistreated, or when there's negative energy emitting from someone. No, you're not crazy, and don't let anyone try and gaslight you into thinking it's all in your head if you decide to talk to someone about what you're going through. If you notice someone's energy change in a negative way when you walk in the room, acknowledge it and keep a mental note to either stay away from that person or ignore them. They're jealous. Or call them out in a nice, nasty way if you're up to it. The way they feel about you being attractive has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. There, I said what I said. If you get the passive comment of, "Where are you going because you looked amazing at work?" that person is likely being a hater. Period. It's all in their energy and tone. You can tell when you're getting a genuine compliment or not because you have the gift of intuition. Be careful befriending male coworkers in the workplace. Some of these guys will have it in their tiny brains that you are in a romantic relationship with them just because you went to lunch a few times. Like, sir, no. Being a pretty woman and having male friends, including platonic ones, can be a recipe for disaster because someone always wants more out of the relationship at some point. Some behaviors to watch out for include the following. If he compares you to his significant other often, he gives off a jealous vibe when you talk about other men that have a romantic interest in you. The types of compliments he gives you, if he compliments you too often or if you catch him looking at you inappropriately regularly, are things to watch out for. Men will do the last thing mentioned, staring inappropriately from time to time because it's in their nature to do so. However, when they start to mesmerize over your physique regularly, that could be a sign he's going to make a move at some point. In my case, it was always the men who wanted to turn the friendship into a situationship, friends with benefits, and I don't do either of those things in the workplace especially. I enjoy having a healthy pH balance and a drama-free life, so no thanks, sir. So be very careful with who you hang around with at work. You may have no intentions or romantic interest in your work buddy, but if you are attractive and go to lunch with them too often, people will start to assume things, and this could damage your reputation. If you have to have a 9 to 5 or just love your career and want to work, I would say take your lunches in solitude or in group settings. Still not too often in group settings. Keep your personal life to yourself. You'll thank me later. Dating at work is a no no, at least it should be. It can, in a lot of cases, be extremely messy if things don't work out in the relationship. Or if you and your man are working for the same company and an attractive woman gets hired onto his team, the drama will be ridiculous. I've seen women turn into ultra pygmies when a beautiful woman worked in the same department as their man. The unnecessary passive aggressiveness, invisible competition, even if the woman didn't have an interest in her boyfriend or husband, was just laughable yet sad. And you'll be the one who's blamed for causing issues in their relationship amongst your peers just because he decided to find you attractive. Attractive women should be entrepreneurs to avoid this nonsense, period, sis. If you already are, you're smart. If not, I highly encourage that you start working on that or maybe consider working from home to protect your peace. Putting yourself first and practicing self care should be celebrated. I personally find it amazing and motivating when I see women more beautiful than I am who obviously put effort into their appearance. How does something such as leveling up your looks bother so many people in a negative way? A wise woman once said, "You have the same 24 hours in a day that I have," which was one of the most factual quotes I'd heard. Because it's so true. If being beautiful bothers people so much, those people can literally put effort into themselves to boost their self esteem. I supposed it's much easier for them to just hate on attractive women instead. Let's not forget the good old humbling tactics that people try to play in the workplace too when you are an attractive woman. I once had a guy say to me multiple times, "My friend is a model and she gets modeling gigs in California all of the time," whenever I made the mistake of venting about the haters I'd come across on the job. It was his way of saying, "My friend is a model, so calm down, you're not all that," to try and humble me. He said this several times. I didn't realize at the time what he was doing, but found it odd that he kept mentioning it after the first time. Another coworker tried to come for my age, even though she's older than I am. I often have gotten mistaken as a teen because I'm super petite and don't look my age. I'm in my 30s. When I would complain about this, she'd say things like, "I don't see what they're talking about," with a condescending tone while looking me up and down as if she had just laid eyes on the most hideous creature known to mankind. I would literally get these remarks from all kinds of people, so I know she was gaslighting me. I also knew an attractive woman who was complaining about losing a few pounds, even though she looked great to me, and another coworker chimed in and said in a passive negative tone, "All you need to do is tighten up." This coworker was heavier than the both of us and not put together at all, so we both looked at each other confused by her comment, especially since she always had an attitude towards us. People will jump at any opportunity to try to humble attractive women. Trying to be your authentic self, especially with the way that you dress, can be a problem in the workplace, especially if you like to switch up your style. I love a good slay any day of the week, okay? But I noticed the backhanded comments or compliments I'd get just because of my body type and being attractive too. I love dresses, heels, a good beat, nails and hair to be flawless, but this caused so much hate when I first started doing this. I also got many genuine compliments, but the negative behavior outweighed those. I had male coworkers ask, "Why are you wearing makeup? I like my women natural. First of all, sir, did you really think I was doing all of this for you?" Have several seats. Or the twisted faces of other women who weren't put together, looking at me in total disgrace. This was such high school like behavior, and all of these people were older than I was. I used to be afraid of what I would wear to work because I didn't want to cause the negative attention that I was getting just because I was doing something that made me happy. So, for a little while, I was going to work not being my authentic self. I felt as though I kind of held some things back just to make other people comfortable. But I didn't realize I was sacrificing my own peace and happiness because I was worried about others. After a while, I said to myself, "You know what? Forget about what those people think. You are a beautiful goddess, so step into your divinity." I no longer cared if I sounded conceited, arrogant, or what have you. I was going to do what felt good to me, period. I was going to strut my stuff because that is what made me happy and boosted my self esteem. If I like big Diana Ross hair, guess what? That's what I'm showing up like, okay? If I wanted to dress like an office vixen with a red lip and dark hair, then that's the vibe, sweetie. Hate if you want to, but I feel and look good. I literally felt a shift in my vibration. I felt like I was levitating instead of walking because my frequency was so high. No one could tell me anything. I felt great. I share this to get out the message that no matter how other people perceive you, you should always do what makes you happy, even if they are uncomfortable. Them being uncomfortable just shows their lack of security. They are projecting their inner thoughts and feelings onto you. They see you showing up as the best version of yourself, and you are reminding them that they are not. So be the divine feminine energy that you were meant to be. Do what makes you and only you happy because at the end of the day, that is all that truly matters. I'm going to leave you with this affirmation today. I attract positive energy and radiate confidence. Be whatever makes you happy and don't let negative vibes in the workplace get to you. Invest in some headphones or a book, sis. Let those haters see you unbothered. Be sure to comment your experiences down below. I'd love to read about what some of you may have also experienced and your thoughts in general. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you vibe with this content. Take care, lovelies.